Welcome back to the Marching to Madness college basketball podcast this afternoon, where Auburn coach Bruce Pearl joins the show. The Tigers picked up at least 20 wins for the sixth time in Coach Pearl's 9 seasons at Auburn. The team is the 7th seed now on Thursday night in the SEC tournament with a date with Arkansas. The win over Tennessee last weekend, 79-70, pushed the Tigers into the 7th. Coach, welcome back.
Good to be back, Ken. Great to be with you.
Great to see you, man. Great to see you. Now, you guys posted a 1.24 to 1 assist to turnover ratio. It was third in the SEC. This was personified kind of with the 18 assists and only 6 turnovers against Tennessee. So talk a little bit about the ability and being able to manage those positive ball handling stats.
Ken, turnovers in transition will kill you. And if you can take care of the basketball and not turn the ball over and give the other team easy offensive opportunities, really helps you win. Obviously, we got great point guard play with Wendell Green and Trey Donaldson, but also we're playing this year at a little slower tempo. We're not pressing quite as much. We're not playing as fast ourselves. And as a result, we're taking better care of the ball.
Nice shooting percentage as well. How are you guys able to get such good looks at the basket in that win over Tennessee, who's highly regarded maybe as the top defensive team in the country?
Yeah, I think inside out basketball, we did a pretty good job. Touches to Jalen Williams and Jeni Broome. We're able to get KD Johnson and Alan Flanagan, downhill, and then again just trying to play off 2 feet. And knowing that turning a good shot down, getting a better shot, just playing, just sharing the ball. And of course, it helps that Jeni Broome has become a little bit of a stretch 5-man. Jalen Williams is a 4 that can really shoot it. So you got to go out there and guard him. And our guards have begun to shoot a better percentage down the stretch. And so if you look at Auburn over the last 8 games, we're shooting the ball as well as anybody else in the league.
Wendell Green, who in my mind could be called one of the most underrated point guards in college basketball, not only the SEC, but college basketball in my mind anyway. He's been a huge key with that assist to turnover margin. He averages 4.2 assists per game.
Wendell is probably, it should be that Bob Cousy candidate every year, point guards under 6 feet tall. He just does a great job. You got to guard him from outside behind the 3-point line. They call him Logo Wen for a reason. I'll let him shoot it. He knows he can make it. And he does a really good job. The challenge, for us against Arkansas, Ken, is they're so long. Anthony Black is the starting point guard. He's 6'8". And if Nick Smith is playing some point guard, he's 6'5". And so they're really, really long. And you get close. Sometimes the closer you get to the basket against Arkansas, the better you don't look.
Mm-hmm. Your defense has only allowed opponents for a 28.8% shooting percentage from 3. Discuss how that level of defense has helped you guys. That maybe on the offensive side of the ball, you had some nights where you struggled.
Yeah, some of it, a lot of it has to do with ball pressure. Because we're not very big, Ken. You've got to press up on the ball a little bit, the drop back defense, to protect your post. And, we've done a pretty good job of making sure that we jump and contest threes. And I think the other aspect would be your 3-point field goal percentage defense is whether or not you can rebound the ball. Again, I go back to Arkansas. They're a great offensive rebounding team, and offensive rebounds often lead to inside-out 3 balls. And so good rebounding teams typically are also good 3-point defense teams.
Jeni Broome is 4th in the league in shooting at 52.4% from the floor, and he's the 2nd leading rebounder in the SEC at 8.4, while he's 3rd in blocked shots. How has he continued to improve on both ends of the floor in becoming one of the most synonymous names of the season with SEC basketball?
Yeah, Ken, another guy that I probably thought Jeni should have been first team all league. Mm-hmm. And he was second team, especially with the numbers that he's put up, how important he is to our club. but he shoots, like you said, fourth in the league in field goal percentage. He doesn't get to the line as much as a lot of centers does because he's kind of got an old school centers game. He's able to shoot the hook shot, take the ball away from you to protect the basketball. He's a really good passer. He's developed the three-point shot. Defensively, he can protect the rim and block shots. I'm so happy for Janai because he was one of the best players, or maybe the best player. Him and Williams, that's at LSU when Williams was at Murray State in the OVC. And the question for those two guys is, would their game translate to the next level? And I think clearly it's been the case. Wendell Green, he was second team all conference also. So there were at least 3 or 4 guys on the all SEC team that started off in mid-major or low major. Really, really happy for those guys.
Alan Flanagan's a stellar athlete as well, and he feels like he has gotten his leg injury of a season ago under control. Discuss the keys to him being a consistent player for you. He's 5 of 8 from 3 in the last 2 games.
Well, I'll tell you what, Alan's having a great close to his senior year. He's healthy now. He can get downhill. He's a very willing passer. He's a tough physical defender. He's a tough kid. You don't want to mess with Al, I'm just telling you. Now he's going to have to play big against Arkansas because of how big, long, and athletic is. But Al can score at 3 levels. He can shoot the 3 ball. He's got a mid-range pull-up. He can obviously attack the basket. He's a highlight reel. His assist turnover ratio is better than it's ever been in his career, particularly not turning the ball over, not forcing the action. Really, really, really does a lot of things, Ken, that affect winning. And he also is coach's son.
Coach's son, there you go. He had some things to write down at an early age.
Yes, he sure did. His grandfather was his high school coach, and his father's his college coach. Pretty good combination.
Good combo. Jalen Williams seems to keep moving forward. We all know about his shooting ability from 3, which has risen now to 36.5% this season. But his ability to rebound and find an open man is key in your offense as well.
Jalen is one of the most versatile players in college basketball. He's an inside-out scoring threat. He's an inside-out defensive threat. He's a terrific athlete, high IQ, great kid. And he's another one of those COVID seniors that, man, it'd be great if we get Jalen back for one more year. Because he didn't make the first or second team All-CC, but the way he played down the stretch, he's certainly as good as anybody on that list. And again, just gives me unbelievable play calling ability to put him in. He's a mismatch no matter where you play him, inside or out.
Yeah, KD Johnson's become even more of a mismatch. He looks like he's gotten a lot of confidence back into his game. 12 of 20 from 3 in the last 6 games. What has been the key in him building his offense back and in his confidence as well?
The assistants have done a great job with KD, getting him in the gym. Bottom line is just raising his carriage and his ball flight. We got him on the gun and made him shoot over the nets and made him raise his release point, trust it a little bit. And he's done a great job with that. And when KD is effective from the 3-point line, that sets up his ability to attack the rim and go by people because he's so explosive. He can go by anybody. And obviously he's got the footwork and the hands to be able to make great defensive plays. And he and Zep Jasper do a great job at our 2 spots. Zep is one of the best defensive guards in the league, and particularly on the ball. And their ball pressure and their ability to contain really is what sets our defense.
Sure. Now you open, of course, we mentioned against this lengthy, long Arkansas basketball team who's very athletic as well, very well coached by Eric Musselman. The Tigers won 72-59 back in early January. How well do you have to defend after scoring 25 points off 14 Hogs turnovers in that opening meeting?
Yeah, they're not going to turn over as much. Nick Smith makes them a different team because of his ability to shoot the basketball. They had a glaring weakness the first time we played them. They weren't shooting it well at all. We played an awful lot of zone, and now we won't be able to do that at this time around. They're at full strength. So, Arkansas, in the history of the SEC tournament, there's never been a 10 seed that was the 18th best team in the country, according to the net. So tough draw, and we'll have our hands full.
Last thing, Coach, the SEC grind is potentially tougher than ever. If so, talk a little bit about what's caused this grind. As you're now been at Auburn 9 years.
Well, it's the best the league's ever been, top to bottom. Great
Mhm.
coaches, commitments into the program. Almost every place she goes is sellout now, or really close to it. Our fans are traveling, and it is a grind. And I worry a little bit that as the SEC gets into NCAA tournament play, what's going to happen to us, in the sense that I think because night in, night out, it's been such a rock fight. Are we tired? I know that Auburn is a little bit going
Mhm.
into postseason because of just how competitive the league is and how physical the league is, and especially how teams defend. This is the best defensive conference in the country, physically defending, and that does take its toll. But look, we're excited about being in Nashville. We're excited about for us, the road to the championship has got to go through Arkansas, Texas A&M, Kentucky, Vandy. I mean, it's quite a challenge, but we're excited about heading up there and playing against the best teams and seeing if we can advance. So, Ken, it's great to see you. It's good to see you up. It's good to see you alive.
Thanks.
Well, my friend, and back doing what you do best.
Thanks a lot, Coach. I really appreciate you saying it. At some point in history, I told Sonny Smith the same thing. I should have been your assistant coach at somewhere.
Well, maybe you have, or maybe you will, but we don't even know it.
We don't even know it. Coach
All right.
Bruce Pearl, ladies and gentlemen, the Auburn Tigers. Coach, thanks.
Okay, Ken. Take care.
Yeah,
War Eagle.
good. War Eagle. Good luck now.